Big up everyone. What is happening? The Liverpool Prophet back again with another match preview. It's that time of the week again, people. The Premier League is back in action. Every single team will be taking action once again in the league. And Liverpool kick off against Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday. So that is who we will be playing. A big six clash. So it obviously is going to be the game of the weekend, as we all know. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and feelings ahead of the game, of course. I'm going to give you guys my score prediction as well at the end of the video, so stay tuned. And of course, I'm going to be here and I'm going to give you guys my predicted starting 11 for tomorrow's game as well. So yeah, should be an interesting one, man. It's always an interesting game in Liverpool and Tottenham clash. There's always goals in it as well. It's always usually a goal fest, so I'm expecting something similar this time around. But yeah, before we get into the video, drop a like, sub to the channel, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below as well, all of that. And having said that, let's waste no more time. Let's just get straight into it. Liverpool versus Tottenham. Okay, so like I said, this is a game that never usually disappoints. There's always goals in it, and it's always a close game. Tottenham, they've come to us in seasons before. They've been bad. Not as bad as this, mind you, but they've been bad. And they've given us a game. We've only won it by the odd goal. We've scraped over the line. They've always put in a performance. Bar last season and maybe the season before. Actually, no, last season when we absolutely slapped them home and away. They usually put up a fight against Liverpool. Now, we're in a position here where we're headed into a big week. Liverpool are. We are. We have Spurs at home tomorrow. A must-win game for a top 5 race. We're coming off the back of a 1-0 defeat on Tuesday night in the UCL. First leg round of 16 against Galatasaray. And we're coming after, in the league, we're coming off the back of a 2-1 away defeat away at Wolverhampton, Wolves, should I say. So it's a big game in the sense of we need to bounce back. The top 5 race is still to play for. As much as we're inconsistent, we don't look serious about it. It's still there for us. You know what I'm saying? Other teams are still also dropping points. So we have the opportunity here to bounce back, and we need to bounce back with a good performance and a good win. Similarly, as well to that, the game on Wednesday is equally important. We're chasing the game now, 1-0 down going into the second leg. We need to overturn that. So it's a big week ahead for Liverpool in the top 5 race in the league, and also on where we advance further in Europe as well in the Champions League. So both games are a must win. I'm not going to sit here and be smug. I'm not going to sit here and do any of that. I'm in no position to. For me, both these games are going to be, we take them one game at a time, should I say. I expect them both to be harder than a lot of people expect. But we need to win both. Win against Tottenham tomorrow, and then win on Wednesday night as well against Galatasaray. For Tottenham, well, what can you really say about Tottenham this season, guys? I mean, what a weird season they've had. I mean, last year Tottenham had a poor league campaign. They finished 17th, which is very poor for a Big Six club. But they won a trophy, so it kind of got overlooked. They won a European trophy as well, the first one in years, so they did really, really, really good there. And fair play to them. I was rooting for them in that final as well. Couldn't have United winning a trophy. And they won it, and they deserved to overall, to be fair. While they had a bad league campaign in Europe, they were able to cover it up. But then they did somewhat weird in the summer. They ended up sacking a manager who wins them a trophy in Ange Postecoglou. I personally think they should have stuck with him. I felt like they were going to build something. If you give Ange Postecoglou his players, I think he can have a team play some exciting football and he can have them competing. But they sacked him, which was strange. But I guess it was because they finished 17th and they looked at the league position. They bring in Thomas Frank from Brentford, who, let's be honest, is a good manager for a club like Brentford. But again, was he going to be able to ever make the step up to a Big Six club? Probably not. Spurs, again, a bigger club than Brentford, more expectation. I think it was doomed to not be a success, let's be honest. Frank's tenure at Spurs, for the first 4 games, it looked good. And then after that, they really, really fell down the table. I'll be honest, they were sat 3rd around November time. Tottenham was sat 3rd in the table around November-ish, late October. And they've just gone from that to being where they are now, which is mad. They've sacked their manager, Thomas Frank. They've brought in a new interim manager, Igor Tudor, I believe his name is, something like that. And I've got to be honest, as a neutral watching it, it's one of the worst manager bounces I've ever seen. When a manager bounce happens, when a new manager comes in, an interim comes in, you expect the players to show some sort of fight, some sort of rebuttal, something, show a bounce. And Tottenham haven't shown none of that. None of that. They got slapped up in the North London derby at home. They lost away at Fulham. They got slapped up against Palace at home. And then midweek, they got absolutely obliterated by Atletico Madrid as well. this has been one of the worst managerial appointments or interim appointments I've ever seen. Zero fight. To me, it's sad because Tottenham are a big, well, they are a traditional Big Six club, although people will debate it. It's sad seeing them in a position where they are, you know what I'm saying? Because they've always never really been a threat, but they've always been in the top half of the table. They've never been in danger of relegation. So to see them actually in a relegation battle, not like last year where they had a good point difference between them and 18th, but to see them genuinely in it and in, well, looking like they could genuinely go down is crazy. It's genuinely mad. Um, as an outsider, do I think Tottenham will still stay up? I think they will. I can't lie. I do think they will. I think they'll probably end up making another managerial change, and then from there, I think they'll bring in someone who maybe the players will respect. Tottenham have got the quality. They've got one or two players in there that I think can pull them out of this if they get some heart. Apologies, people. Apologies, people. It happened again. My bad. But I expect Spurs to sit in a low block. I expect them to be defensively compact. I expect them to make the game hard for Liverpool, to put everyone behind the ball. They've got a lot of injuries as well, by the way, people. I looked at their injury list yesterday. It's bad. They've got half their first team missing, which is not normal. Both their centre backs, Romero and Van der Ven, I believe it is, are both unavailable for this game. So they're going to put everyone behind the ball. They're going to sit back and frustrate us. And against Liverpool, against low blocks, we know Liverpool traditionally don't do well. We struggle. So it's going to be up to us to bring the game to them. I feel if it is a hard game, it's going to be us making it a hard game, not because they are actually good, if you know what I'm saying. No disrespect to Tottenham here. But that's how I expect them to play. From a Liverpool perspective, the only injury out for this game is Alisson. Now, Alisson was unavailable for the game on Tuesday night away at Galatasaray. However, Slot did say he would definitely be back for Wednesday's game against Galatasaray, the second leg at Anfield. However, Slot also said that for this game against Tottenham, it's 50-50 whether Alisson's available. He could start, he could not start. Now, for me, Mohammed was a little bit shaky on on Tuesday night against Galatasaray. I felt he made 1 or 2 good saves, but I felt he was shaky at times too. So ideally for this game, I want Alisson back in goal because I just feel so much more short having him there than Mohammed. It's not the end of the world because we can manoeuvre with Mohamed in goal for one game, but I'd rather Alisson's available. So fingers crossed he is. If not, whatever it is, what it is, we'll play Mohamed in goal and Ali will be back for the game on Wednesday night. Other than that, there's no real injuries. Wirtz is back. He was back for the Wolves game against in the FA Cup against Wolves, which is a big plus. Didn't expect he'd be back so soon. I thought he'd be out for a longer period of time. So imagine my shock when I saw Wirtz come on off the pitch, off the bench, against Wolves. So that's a plus. Wirtz is back, Other than that, again, injury news is fine. We have a relatively fit squad. Only long-term injuries, like I said, is Conor Bradley and Leoni. Isak is recovering well as well, guys, which is good to see. He's recovering well, and he should be back in training very soon. And by the looks of it, guys, he will be back after the March international break, which happy days, guys. Isak being back after March is good. Ekitike has been running to the ground. He's been massively running to the ground this season. With Isak being out, we can't rotate him. He has to play week in, week out. The second Isak's back, I'll be glad because we can then rest Ekitike more, rotate him and Ekitike a lot more as well. And maybe Isak will come back with a point to prove. Again, I feel like he was coming into his own before the injury. He actually got injured in this game, in the reverse fixture, which is ironic enough. But I feel like he was coming into himself and starting to really push on. Hopefully, when he comes back from the injury, Isak does push on and he starts to really show us why we spent the money for him and why we brought him in. Other than that, though, guys, it's on us tomorrow, really, to break down that low block. I'm saying it's on us to be on it. Again, I feel this is the perfect opportunity for our players and for Slot to ease the pressure on themselves, if you know what I'm saying. Spurs are very, very vulnerable right now. They have a lot of injuries. They're not really showing any fight. They're down in the dumps. They look mentally drained of any sort of hope, confidence. I think Van de Ven, their player, said it as well. They're just really drained. They're not confident. They're just feeling really low. That interim manager is under pressure too. So for me, I feel it's the perfect opportunity after the Wolves game last week in the league and after the Galatasaray game midweek for Slot to relieve some pressure on himself after the 2 defeats and for the players to really get some momentum going and gain some momentum back in the team as well. I feel this is the perfect game and opportunity. But again, like I said, we have to be on it because, again, Spurs, I'd imagine they'd show some fight, but they haven't for the last 3 or 4 games. So who knows? But we've got to be on it. We've got to bring our A game because, look, it's a must-win game at the end of the day. This is a must-win game tomorrow, and Wednesday's game is also a must-win. So Liverpool, let's please bring our A game. Let's get the 3 points tomorrow, and let's get the win on Wednesday night and advance to the quarterfinals of the UCL as well. But having said that, guys, that's my little thoughts on the game. And I wanted to give you guys my predicted starting 11 for tomorrow's match. If I just bring this up, this is my predicted starting XI, should I say. If it just comes up on the screen. There we go, lads. It's a bit slow, apologies, but this is my starting 11 for tomorrow's game, as you guys can see right here. Now, if I just run you guys through it, I have gone with Ali in goal. Now, I know it's 50-50. I've put him in my starting 11 because I do think he'll just be able to make it and he will start. And of course, like I said, I'm so much more confident with Alisson in the sticks than Mohammed. No disrespect to Mohammed there. So I've put Ali in the team. I think he'll be available, but we'll see how it goes. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he is unavailable and Mohamed does start. I genuinely wouldn't, but I'm going to take a risk and put Ali in the starting 11, so I think he'll be back. At right back, I've gone with Jeremy Frimpong again. Frimpong has really started to come into his own the last couple of months. I know he had the injury, but he's back now. Again, coming into his own, like the look of him. So I'm going to go Frimpong at right back. Centre-back pairing, of course, will be Virgil and Ibu. Only player that I think Liverpool need to watch out for in this game is Richarlison. Now, I don't rate Richarlison particularly highly. I don't think he's a great player. But he always scores a goal against Liverpool. He's always good for a goal. He scored against us in the reverse fixture. Scored against us last season when we played the year before as well. It must be the ex-Evertonian in him that always turns up against Liverpool and doesn't like us. So as bad as he is, he's a player that I think Liverpool need to watch out for tomorrow, because he probably will be up for it. And if he gets a chance, I'm sure he'll bury it. So this is where we need Virgil and Ibu to be on it. Left back, I've gone with Milos Kerkez, of course. So that's the back four I've gone with. Obviously, Ali in goal. Right back, Jeremy Frimpong. Virgil and Ibu at centre back, and Milos Kerkez at left back. Moving into the midfield double pivot, I've gone with Gravenberch and McAllister. I want to put Soberstein because it needs to be Soberstein, really. But for whatever reason, the slots made it clear that McAllister is one of his favourites too. He doesn't drop McAllister no matter what. Even if McAllister's had a bad game or he's not on it, he just plays. He always plays next to Gravenberch. So as much as I want to see Soberstein play next to Gravenberch, I think we're going to see Maka start next to Ryan. So that's the midfield double pivot, which is okay, because then if we need it, we can bring Soberstein on off the bench as a sub, which is good to have around. So I'm going to go Maka and McAllister and Gravenberch as the double pivot. Moving up top, off the right wing, it will be Mohamed Salah. Again, was very disappointing midweek against Galatasaray. I thought, it being a Champions League night, he'd rise to the occasion. He'd be up for it. He wasn't. You know what I'm saying? He ghosted again. For this game, look, if we can get some space and joy behind Tottenham's defence, which we should be able to do with the injuries they have, Salah should get some joy. He should get some joy. But he's going to play no matter what. Like I said, people may as well just accept that Mohamed Salah, because his name is Mohamed Salah, and because he's a legend in the game, he's going to start no matter what. Slot's made that clear as well. So, yeah, I expect Salah to start every game pretty much. I expect him to start every game, even though I might not agree with it personally. So that's Salah off the right. In the 10, I've gone with Florian Wirtz. Again, like I said, Spurs are going to play a low block, so we're going to need his creativity to unlock that Spurs low block. So hopefully Wirtz is on it, and hopefully he's able to help us out in breaking down the low block with his playmaking skills. Again, I was worried he wasn't going to make the game, but when I saw him come on against Wolves in the FA Cup, I knew he was available. Was available for the midweek game. Wasn't great against Galatasaray either. Was very wasteful, which I didn't like. So for this game, when we get a chance, which we should do, we need to take it. And hopefully Wirtz has a better game as well. Off the left, I've gone with Cody Gakpo to come straight back into the starting 11. I do think he'll be back in. I'm not sure why he didn't play on Tuesday night, but whatever, is what it is. For this game, I think he will be back in the starting 11. Now, do I think Slot could do what he did on Tuesday? Where he plays Wirtz as the left winger and he plays Soberstein the 10? Potentially. I think there is a potential that he could try and do something like that again. Would I recommend it though? No, because I don't think it worked. Or is he going to do Wirtz in the 10 when Soberstein for left? I don't think he will. I think he'll revert back to type, and I think he will bring Cody Gakpo right back in. So I expect Gakpo to start at left wing. And then up top, as our striker, of course, is going to be none other than Hugo Ekitike. People say Hugo Ekitike is not a game player, which is ridiculous. I see people are now trying to run an agenda on Hugo Ekitike. Oh, this has been a disaster, people. This has actually been a disaster. But apologies again. StreamYard lagging me out again. Nice one, lads. Let me just bring that back up on the screen. Apologies for that, people. But yeah, people say Ekitike isn't a big game player. Spurs are a traditional Big Six club. This is a perfect opportunity to put them people down and prove them wrong. So that is my team for tomorrow's game, people. Again, we should be able to go. Well, we should be able to play against Spurs at home in the state that they're in with this team and get the 3 points. There really isn't any excuses. Like I said, if we don't win this game, it's poor. It's very poor considering the state Tottenham are in. So let's get the 3 points tomorrow. Let's get the 3 points. But yeah, if I just bring that off the screen, bring myself back in the middle. So that's my predicted starting XI for tomorrow's game, people. Hope you guys can still hear me, by the way, because if the sound has cut out, I am going to have to redo this thing all over again. But yeah, that's those are my thoughts and feelings on the game. Of course, that is my predicted starting 11. 50-50 on Alisson. I think the only one that could not be in the 11 tomorrow, the one that I just picked there, will be Alisson. Could have Mohamed Arsfili in, which is whatever. But I'm going to go with him to play, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's unavailable. My score prediction for tomorrow's game then. Look, like I said, perfect opportunity for our players to bounce back from the Galatasaray game and the Wolves game in the league, to relieve some pressure on themselves. Perfect opportunity for Arne Slot as well to get some pressure off his back as well. Like I said, Tottenham are coming to us in a bad state, devoid of confidence, lack of fight, really dejected, not showing anything, getting slapped left, right, and centre. So I think Liverpool will bounce back with a win. But like I said, because they play a low block, because I think they will play a low block, I think it could frustrate Liverpool a little bit. So while I think we'll win, I don't expect a smashing, you know what I'm saying? But I could be wrong there. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory for Liverpool. I think we'll get a clean sheet, which I don't usually predict us to get. But for this one, I think we will get a clean sheet because I doubt they'll go forward much at all with how much injuries they have at the back. I expect them to put everyone behind the ball and make it hard. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory to Liverpool. I think we'll get the job done. And then it will be we'll roll on to the game on Wednesday, which will then take our focus. So I'm going to go with Liverpool to bounce back with a 2-0 victory. But let me know your thoughts on the game down below in the comments. Let me know your predicted starting 11 as well, Liverpool supporters. And of course, let me know your score prediction too. I'm saying 2-0, but let me know yours down below. But people, we've reached the end of today's match preview. Apologies, we're having a little bit of issues there, but we did get to it in the end. Hopefully you guys can hear me and everything. But yeah, drop a like on the video on your way out, a sub to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below as well. I'll be back tomorrow with the watch along for tomorrow's game. I'll be back with the match reaction as well after the game. And I'll be back a little bit later on today discussing more about this in a bit more detail on the live stream with the people. So yeah, appreciate you all dropping in, guys. Liverpool for profit out. Speak to you all soon. Catch you in a bit. Up the Reds, man. Big week coming up. Tottenham tomorrow. Galatasaray Wednesday. Let's get the win. Let's beat Tottenham tomorrow. And let's beat Galatasaray Wednesday. Up the Reds. Let's go. Speak to you all soon. Bye for now.